Trent Williams, questionable. And when pressed on it, Kyle Shanahan said he's real questionable, which I don't know if that means anything. But real questionable. He practiced twice this week. He's got to travel cross country. Sometimes that can be tough on an ankle injury in terms of inflammation. What do you think of this news, Coach?
It's good news. I mean, he could be telling us that he's absolutely done. Questionable does mean that there's a shot, but it does seem like even when he gets back, he's going to be nowhere near 100%. I think we can definitely rule that out. But a hurt Trent Williams is better than no Trent Williams at all. It does stand to reason that this must be a significant injury that they're either waiting on. From my opinion, I feel like if this is something that could have actually got better during the season, we would have saw him at least trying to play. But the fact that we've gone through a whole week, Trent missed a week, and he actually went through a bye without actually rectifying this injury. For me, it kind of seems like maybe something that they're leaning toward. Hey, in a perfect world, you'd be getting a surgery, right? In a perfect world. But right now, we don't have time to do that, and we're just going to give you enough rest to see if you can play through it. So make no mistake about it. If he is playing, he's definitely going to be playing through injury, and we just got to see what that looks like at this stage of his career, right? That's the funny thing about life is, we always have memories of what we did and what we think we can do, but we're not realizing that time waits on nobody. Right. So this would be the 35-year-old rendition of what Trent can do with another injury like this. Also, with this injury, this was something that Trent himself said that he incurred a similar injury like this last season. Right. And it took him months after the season was over for him to bounce back from this, right? For him to finally be able to feel comfortable to go out and work out unassisted. So you got to understand, like, if that's what he had to do to get through the season, and that's the time that it took for him to even feel normal again before he went back to train, then you got to know that he's laboring in the injury. And, we're not doctors, but we have eyes. We saw short clips of him warming up for practice, and he looked ginger. He was walking around on it. He was favoring his legs. You could see that he didn't have a lot of pop in his feet. So, he's the tip of the spear for our offense. He is the reason why our offense has teeth, in my opinion. And I feel like we need him out there. Yeah.
One fang.
Yeah. Yeah. To be honest.
On the left.
But right now we got to figure out, I mean, we're trying to win a season, right? But at the same time, we got to figure out what we are without him anyway. It's coming. Right. So we'll see.
And I mean, they need Trent Williams this week. I don't know how familiar Niner fans are with the Jaguars, but they got a pass rusher named Josh Allen. He's not the quarterback. This is the guy I said the Niners should draft instead of Nick Bosa. And I said it very loudly in 2019 and didn't work out so well for me. But right now, Josh Allen has 9 sacks in 8 games. And Nick Bosa's having sort of a slow start to his season in terms of sacks. So they need Trent Williams big time. Because if he doesn't play, it's going to be Jalen Moore against Josh Allen, Colton Kivitz against Josh Allen. I'm not sure the Niners can win this game without Trent Williams. I got you?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What do you think about Josh Allen against Trent Williams?
Josh Allen against Trent Williams is going to be yet another matchup. It's going to be a big one, a la the same way Myles Garrett against Trent Williams. I mean, everybody, this is the thing. Like, we know where Trent is in his career. We understand what's going on with Trent. But at the same time, the rest of the league is still trying to climb that mountain. The same way we talk about him being the best left tackle, arguably the best offensive lineman in the league. That's something that we like to put on the marquee of our team because we haven't won anything. So the biggest headlines of what we do is what our players can do, right? We have all of these superfluous characteristics. We talk about our players like their superheroes, because that's really all we have to hang our hat on. We can't literally talk about a win. We can't talk about a championship, divisional maybe. But so when you have teams that are coming in and they're seeing that Trent Williams is supposed to be their guy of all guys, I'm a marquee guy myself. People are asking the same question, but from the Jacksonville perspective, like, well, what is Josh Allen going to do against Trent Williams? What is he supposed to do against Trent Williams? Right. So I feel like even if I'm the Jaguars, I would put him over there to see what he could do with Trent, but I would move him, put him on Colt McKivitz. That's the thing about having a compromised offensive line. You kind of get to take your pick. And really, you don't even have to take your pick, honestly, because they're going to see a lot of 5-man fronts where they're basically going to get singled up and guys are going to have to go ahead and hunt for themselves. So I feel like one of the things that Kyle can do is, and he's been doing it already, but more on the right side of the offensive line, is getting the ball out quicker, having more outside runs, getting Trent out. And I don't know what you can do with Trent with his leg, because the strength of Trent Williams is his athleticism, right? Especially in scheme. That's why he's so special. Trent can get out in the open. He can get out on reach blocks with elite footwork and speed. They pull him on the backside with CMC to get him on truck and guard tackle pulls. I want to see what they're going to do to utilize him, but to protect Trent, they're going to be getting that ball out quick. This is going to be death by 1,000 cuts. Brock Purdy is going to be putting that ball, the picking and sliding with a lot of spacing concepts, a lot of mesh concepts. They're going to be using a lot of screens, tunnel screens. They're going to be getting the ball out quick because the truth of the matter is that you just don't want to put a lot of wear and tear on Trent and leave him as a big target.
I feel you, man. My best guess is that he's going to play. I mean, if they weren't on a 3-game losing streak, I don't think he would play. But the fact that they've lost 3 in a row, I think it's going to be like an all hands on deck type thing.
It's imperative.
Hey, man. Yeah, I think that he's got to play. What are you looking at?
Huh?
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at somebody's hitting me, bro. What's the problem?
Look at your phone. Don't look at your phone.
All right. Let's go.
All right. I think he's going to play. I think he's probably wouldn't play if it was a 3-game losing streak. If it wasn't a 3-game losing streak. And I think he has to play to win this game, because if Jalen Moore were out there, I don't think he could handle Josh Allen. But it is going to be interesting. They have this cross-country flight, and like there's a whole issue with inflammation in these on these flights. And it's like, it's possible that he just won't be able to go. But I think that he's probably going to gut it out. We'll see.
I mean, when we talked about this, their schedule, notwithstanding the opponents, but how the schedule was built, we talked about, wow, I just noticed something. Our last 3 home games were what? Our last 3 home games were Cincinnati. What was our 3 home game stand? It was the Cowboys, Arizona, and who did we see before the Cowboys? I mean, before Arizona. The Giants. All right. So in our 3-game homestand, we won 3 games. Our last home game, we lost. We lost to the Bengals. Right now, for the rest of the season, we don't have 2 games together back to back at home. For the rest of the season, we're going to be traveling in and out for the entire season. Right. So we lost our last. I know. I'm sorry. It took me a while to get there, but we lost our last. We lost the last 3 games. But as far as our travel schedule is concerned, it's going to be tough sledding, especially with injuries. One of the biggest things about injuries is that we can't bring guys with us because of, like you said, the inflammation that brings to the extremities when you travel a lot. So right now, I would say that off the bye week, this is probably the last time that we're going to be able to have players who fit Trent's characteristics of injuries, where they're going to be able to travel. They're going to be able to actually make the trip, right? This is happening off of a bye where we're lucking out, right? Even with Trent coming out and not necessarily knowing where he stands, with Aaron Banks. We're waiting on Aaron Banks to come back. And if Aaron Banks's rehabilitation is falling on maybe an away game where he may have to travel and he doesn't make the cut, that's just something something that we're just going to have to put up with in the future. So the injuries, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, the injuries that we've accrued over the season thus far, this is as good as they're going to get, because if we don't have anything that can actually be rectified within a couple of days, players aren't going to play.